So now we know what's going on with our document, and we know about character styles, and we know about paragraph styles, we know about show hide characters. For your interest, I have show hide characters on pretty much all the time in Word. If I'm not writing a document, they're on because I need to know what's going on. But that's just my personal preference. Some people think they get in the way, they're not used to them and that kind of thing. But just whatever works for you, okay? So now we know about these show hide characters and these styles and what they can do, we can now format our document. And again, like I say, we can use the character styles if we want. But seriously, try not to use them. There are better ways, much better ways than using these characters, and that's to use these styles here on the ribbon. So now I scroll down my document and I have my typing a new sentence, which I still want to get rid of, so I'm going to select it and then I press the delete key. If I've made a mistake, then if I look up on my what's called the quick access toolbar here, yours will look a little bit different to that. I've got my undo arrow and I can left click to undo, or I can alternatively press the Control Z key on the keyboard. That's standard Windows functionality for undo one action. And I can undo and undo and undo and undo again multiple times depending on how much work I've done in the document. Sorry, once I've undone something, I can now redo. So if I click on redo, I want to go forward one action. So in this case, it was to delete that sentence. So that's undo and redo. And then scrolling down, video provides a powerful way. I want that to be normal style. So I click on normal if normal wasn't already selected. If there was some weird character formatting in here and I click on normal, if I select the paragraph and click on normal, it's not going to clear that character formatting. That's got a higher priority. So we have to click on clear all formatting. That's the easiest way. So now I come down to heading 2 and I want to format that as heading 2. Notice heading 2 is not heading 1. Okay, I know it's obvious. I have this rule and it's called one style equals one purpose. If I want something to look like a heading 1, then it uses the heading 1 style. If it doesn't look like heading 1, then it isn't heading 1. So don't make it look like it and don't use the heading 1 style. Okay, so if I look up on the ribbon next to heading 1, I see we have a heading 2 style. If I left click or if I mouse over heading 2, I see that Word is going to give me an indication of what that's going to look like. So that's cool for me. So I left click on heading 2. Two things happen here. First one is heading 2 in the document gets formatted as Calibri Light 13 and that particular blue. Okay. The second thing which happened, as soon as I clicked on heading 2, heading 3 appeared next to heading 2 in the style ribbon. That's because Word has 9 levels of heading built in, but will only show the lower headings. Documentation is hierarchical. You have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and drilling down. Kind of think of it going across the page, that kind of thing. So it will only show heading 3 when I use heading 2 for the first time, which I just did. Now I come down, and again I have normal style. Then I have heading 3. Guess what we're going to do here? Am I going to use heading 1 or heading 2 for my heading 3 style? No, I'm not, because there's no point. I do not want this heading to look like heading 1 or heading 2. It's not in the same hierarchy as the headings above it. Think of it like your main heading, your subheading, your sub-subheading. This is what heading 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth are in Microsoft Word. These are your particular levels of your document. So for heading 3, I use the heading 3 style and I just left click and that's what happens. And as I can see now, two things happen. One in the document, heading 3, or this particular paragraph, heading 3 changed to Calibri Light font size 12. Heading 2 was Calibri Light font size 13. Heading 1 is Calibri Light font size 16. Now I'm not changing all these manually. I'm just using Word's built-in styles. And that's what you need to do with your documents. Okay? That's why styles are important. It makes your life so much easier. And because I clicked on heading 3, heading 4 has now appeared. Now I don't drill down to heading 4 in this particular document, but if I did, as soon as I click on heading 4, heading 5 will appear. and heading 5, heading 6 will appear, and so on, all the way down to level 9. But with the rest of my document, as I can see, I've got a heading 2 here, and a heading 1 and a heading 2, and then a heading 3. Now I can left click and I can select all these, but there is another way that we can format in Word, and I'll show you that in the next video.